Gareth Edwards gave us Rogue One that has many called the true prequel of Star Wars original trilogy. He has given us now what I like to consider a sci-fi version of the Golden Child called The Creator. The Rotten Tomato score by the time of this review of 67% by the critics and 78% by the audience.
So the less funnier version of the Golden Child?
No, like the sci-fi version. Welcome back to Tales of Two Bros. My name is Angel,
I'm Adan.
where we give you a review at least once a week. Spoiler alert. How was your theater experience?
Well, I went around noon. I would say there was about 15 people, which is pretty filled for a noon viewing. You could hear a pin drop. Everybody was just like dead focused on the film.
I would say as well, for me, it was like quiet. I went to, Regal's. I've taken a pause from AMC and I totally regret it in sense of their plans where Regal has, you have this like 22, it's about 20, let's say $25 a month, right? You can see unlimited films. But with Regal, it's only 2D, not IMAX, not 4D, not Screen X, where that's additional cost. Where with AMC for about $25 there, everything's included: 3D, IMAX, 2D, of course. Doesn't matter if it's a new film or what have you. The only thing though is like when they have like special events like Fathom events, that's not included.
Honestly, at this stage of the game, AMC really should start sponsoring us. Hint, hint, because we've dumped some cash into that company.
Oh yeah, definitely so. And plus for Regal, like everything is so expensive, like the snacks, like way expensive. It's like so once my term is up with Regal, I'm gonna go back to AMC.
Does Regal have the similar intro, like Nicole Kidman coming up on your screen, sucking up like a good 5 minutes?
No, no, Nicole Kidman is just strictly AMC. Where this one they had the Trolls from the movie. Like I guess there's a new movie coming out that the
Trolls 2. Yeah.
Well, no, it's like Trolls like Ever After something. I don't know, something.
Yeah, it's a sequel.
Right, I know, but they're like 5 movies in already.
Oh, I didn't know that.
But anyway, so about 15, maybe less. We went on Thursday, the day before the national premiere.
Gotcha.
The Creator, written by Gareth Edwards and Chris Wentz, directed by Gareth Edwards. Like as I mentioned earlier, he brought us Rogue One, which, and I think you agree with me that it's like one of the best Star Wars movies there is.
Yes, that's a hill I'm willing to die on. I've argued how good Rogue One is in the Star Wars universe to people that were like, "Oh, yeah, but you can't beat this one." I'm like, "No, he can."
Now, Andor, currently streaming on Disney Plus, that's like one of the best season 1 Star Wars series.
Arguably could be standalone series,
right? But I'm saying like, but in comparison to the other Star Wars series that we have, Mandalorian very up there in the sense of like neck and neck of the best, which was the best series. But anyway, it starring John David Washington, Madeline Yuna Foles, which to me was like, holy crap. She was like, what's a girl though from the movie you love, Man on Fire, Dakota
Fanning.
She almost had that same level of commitment and believability.
Oh, I absolutely, spoiler, I love this little child in the sense that like she stole the movie in a lot of ways for me. If she doesn't get any recognition at all, I'll be upset because this girl brought something to the screen and I absolutely thought it was great.
Yes. You also have Gemma Chan, Allison Janney, which I thought I didn't know she was in it. I was surprised by that.
Ken Watanabe. I didn't know she was in it either.
Ken Watanabe. We know him from multiple films like
Godzilla,
Memoirs from a Geisha, also from The Last Samurai. And also to go back to Gemma Chan, we know her from Captain Marvel. She was one of the first blue aliens, and then she was also in the worst Marvel movie, Eternals. Yes. Sergio Simpson, he was the best friend. I'm just watching season 3 of The Morning Show, and I forgot that he played the brother of
Reese Witherspoon.
He plays a brother in that, because I was like, he looks so familiar, I could remember. Then we have here Amar Chadha Patel. He was the doppelganger police officer. Mark Menchaca, he was the guy with the beard. He was in the Ozarks.
Yes, but do you remember where Amar Chadha Patel was in previously?
Yes, I know from Willow the series.
And Wheel of Time, sir. Wheel of
Oh,
Time.
he's in Willow Time?
Yeah, he's in like season one
There's only
and
2 seasons. There's only 2 seasons.
yeah. Was he in both season one and two? I think he's in season one for sure. I know
Mhm.
that 100%. Not too sure about season two.
Okay. Robbie Robbie Tan, and you have also your Ralph Ineson. We know him. He's like British, or yeah, he's a British or Irish actor. He's really good. He had a strong American accent in this. Who was the military guy with the glasses?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He
So we
shaved
see
his beard because in a lot of photos he have his beard
he
going
has a
on.
beard. Correct. Yeah, Michael Esper, Veronica Nago. I said that incorrectly because I know that's not right. A lot of supporting roles in here. What was your first initial thought? I had a blast with this, but my only drawback was that it was a little bit too long, 15 minutes too long.
Yeah, it. I know for me, usually my sweet spot's around hour 45, 2 hours for on film on average. And when she started going past that 2 hour threshold, and 2 hours is pushing it for me. It's just my attention span. Once you start
Mhm.
pushing that, you got to be bringing something to the table. I can agree there are definitely parts where it lingered and it could have been trimmed down. Beautiful film in a
Oh,
lot
I
of
thought it
ways.
was stunning. It was stunning. It actually, in the sense of from the previews, and I didn't see that many previews, but from the previews, it took me. I mean, I was expecting something else than what I saw.
Yeah. And
I
I
didn't
was the same way.
expect
I didn't watch any previews prior to like maybe a couple weeks before it actually came out.
I mean, I'm pretty dead on the Golden Child reference. It pretty much is, and of course, there's a Star Wars influence there as well with the sci-fi as well as Blade Runner. But
Hmm.
you have here a black hero, or the story in the eyes of a black person character.
Hmm.
The love interest is Asian,
Hmm.
and you have a child, bald-headed,
Hmm.
of Asian descent, obviously, who is the chosen one to save their race, or to, yeah, to save the race because of what's happening here, where an AI took over, almost like Terminator, but then
Hmm.
they try to have a way to coexist with human and machine and stuff like that. But they're taking now, like the military, be it American or what have you, is killing or trying to destroy AI and pretty much sympathizers.
I think you kind of spiraled from the Golden Child reference a little bit.
How so?
Well, okay. I was going to simplify it more because I can see what you're talking about. An Asian child of descent as the chosen one. You have your
Correct.
token black man hero.
Well, not really token. That's what do you mean
He's the only
token?
one. He's the one.
But yeah, but I'm saying it's a black character.
A
It's a
black
character, or
character.
it's a character who happens to be black, right?
Yes.
And then again, the love interest is Asian. Wasn't the girl Asian
This
in
is
the
true.
Golden Child?
And the premise
Right.
is to save humanity from impending doom, and the child's fate is what dictates the humanity's choice. And uh
So how is it not related to Golden Child?
oh no, I
How
said you
did that?
kind of spiraled because then you started going into D-Day and started talking about Terminator and started going
Well,
into
of
other
course,
things.
but this movie has multiple references, multiple influences. It has,
Yeah.
listen, it also has influences from Fern Gully,
Hmm.
Dances with Wolves. It also has The Last Samurai. All those three films where, or a guy who is hired to infiltrate or to take down a certain group, and but then
Yeah.
he becomes part of that group. He adapts them into, or he welcomes their lifestyle or way of being, and it kind of becomes the hero in a way for them, even though the true hero is the child, but he's like the martyr. He's the one that puts himself in line to help her survive.
No,
And you
absolutely.
have that reference there
The child
because
kind
he,
of gives him like a thing of redemption almost
oh,
also.
yeah, he looked at AI as nothing but just machines with no feelings.
Hmm.
They were
Programming.
not, yeah, they were programmed. They were not
Like iRobot.
sentient, like 3CPO.
Or no, like Will Smith, iRobot. Like that was the
Right, but
same
also
thing.
3CPO. 3CPO and all the droids, they're sentient.
Oh yeah, Short Circuit, one of my favorite films. I love that film.
Short Circuit as well, yes. And then you also have a mix of Total Recall, where, like, in the sense of Total Recall, not because of you're going to another body. Well, they kind of are. They
Would it
gave
be
their
more
faces,
Blade
but
Runner?
the sense it also, yes, definitely like Blade Runner as well. But we're
Yeah.
talking about Total Recall in the sense of where, like, the bad guy is chasing them and they're finding ways. So every time they move, you have, like in Total Recall, you have that, not Quaid is the hero, the other guy, Mike Ironsmith's
Yeah.
Ironside's character. he was always chasing, right? And the girl,
Allison Janney, Colonel Howell, always on the pursuit with them.
right, just like know where they're going and where to be, and then catches up to them.
And mind you, like when she gives her backstory about like her loss,
Mm-hmm.
as soon as she gave that backstory about her son, I'm like, this is a woman that's going to kill every droid there is in existence without any hesitation or excuse.
Well, that's the same thing with the guy from Mike Ironside with Total Recall in the sense of the Martians or the aliens, all the stuff.
Yeah, but you don't know like a tragic backstory. He just seemed like a guy who enjoyed it.
No,
She was
true.
definitely like,
well, she had two sons that
one of them went slowly from the way she described
Yeah.
it. Two things
Right.
I did notice watching it though, and it just quirks. One, I thought it was funny that the big Doomsday Nomad device, the ship,
It looked like something from Marvel.
yeah, like one of the like Thanos' Chitauri ship. The way they target just looked like a overhead barcode scanner.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, I was just watching. I'm like, every
Yeah.
time I see, I'm like, I'm having flashbacks to retail. I'm like, why are we barcoding everything?
I didn't really get it, but then I got it. I mean, it's something that I don't understand because we have that now in the sense of satellites.
Yeah.
We have military satellites that look from down way above, but this was like you can see it coming. You see the enemy.
It's like in the
approaching.
lower atmosphere. It's not in the like
Where-
stratosphere. I want to say there's a sphere below that.
I would
I
not
don't
know.
know. And the other part I was going to say, for people trying to recover a doomsday device, a lot of people were friendly shooting at it.
Meaning
The child, there it is. There's the weapon, and they just start shooting. They want to shoot the guy. But they're aiming at the kid. I'm like, wow. Your recovery ethic is really off. The cops, the PD.
Are you talking about the barn with the car?
Also, when they go into the apartment with the girlfriend of his best friend.
Oh, the bomb, the
Yeah.
ice cream bomb.
And I was like, yo, how would they not know that's not going to destroy the very thing that they're searching for? Like,
But that's what they want to do. They want to destroy it.
no, the police didn't. They wanted to recover it.
But I thought the whole thing was to destroy. It wasn't like shoot to kill.
All the simulants and all the androids were supposed to recover.
Okay. All right. I thought it was just shoot to kill.
Yeah.
Okay.
Joshua was the one they were like, shoot to kill. He's human. He's American. That was the key phrase of the movie. Oh, they're American? Bad guys. Shoot them. And I'm like, wow, generalization a little.
Now, did you have any favorite moments or scenes?
When she's crying and they're on the space station and she's like, I want you to come with me. And Joshua's telling her to go. I thought that was actually, it brought a tear in my eye. Like, I don't usually, it was definitely emotional. And that's one of the reasons I like this little girl. And I think this is her first film too.
I mean, she was young. I first thought it was a boy. I didn't know it was a girl. You can't, I mean, it's kind of hard, that young with a shaved head.
Yeah.
But hey, I stand corrected.
IMDb says this is her only film.
Yeah, it's her only film. Well, she fucking killed it.
Absolutely. Like, breakout role.
She was like the best part of the movie. Washington was great. He did a great job.
Mm-hmm.
He's getting better and better with every project he does. But for someone who is new to acting, I mean, wow.
Yeah.
She blew it out of the park.
When she filmed it, probably was what, like 7 or 8?
Possibly.
Yeah.
Depending on with COVID and what have you, how it got pushed back.
Since we're talking about things I like, though, I like the scenes with Allison Janney. She was great. She brought fantastic, like, the performances I remember with her off the top of my head are like comedic performances.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So here
she's in The West Wing. She was also in the show The West Wing, which is
never
very
watched
dramatic. But I'm just saying she's done a lot of drama roles. But then, yes, she has gone to comedy. Like I think it's Mom on CBS, the show Mom. I think
probably or Moms or something like that.
I never watched it. But yeah, when I saw her on the screen, I took me off guard. It took Kim off guard. She just like, oh wow. I was like, yeah, I know. I didn't.
I'm pulling her up right now. She's like in Juno, The Help. Oh, yeah. Mom is the show. DuckTales.
Oh, she was a voice actress in DuckTales?
The new version of DuckTales, not the old one.
Okay. For some reason, I got Sigourney Weaver alien vibe from her.
She was badass. Absolutely badass.
If Ripley, played by Sigourney Weaver in the Alien franchise, if she turned bad,
I could see that.
She would be like that.
Mm-hmm. She was very straightforward to the point, like, if you were going to be on the same side, you could almost trust her. She didn't seem like a truly deceitful person, but she was at the same time, no joke. Anybody under her command, like, just as soon as she gave them the eye, they'll just straighten up and like, yes, ma'am.
Okay, if she was in Expendables 4 and she was playing the part of Megan Fox, it would have been a badass role for her. She would have she commanded leadership.
It would have made for I don't know,
A
yeah.
weird love story with Jason Statham, and
Maybe more with Sylvester Stallone.
or no love scene, no love interest, whatever. You didn't need, but
True.
I'm just saying, if she was there, it would have been a badass moment for her kicking ass.
I would have loved to see that. That would have been great, actually.
But okay, so for me,
Yeah, go
again,
ahead.
the acting overall was really good. I'll give it that. I think it
Yeah,
was
I don't think there was any acting that was. I think everybody brought something to the table.
yes, yes. But Madeline to me stole it.
Absolutely.
She dominated every role. Her timing of the lines and the emotional moments, it was just off the chain. But there is a one comedic moment. It deals with the barn again, and it deals with a dog.
That
Where
was
they where they
great.
when they shot it in like a grenade launcher kind of thing, and it was waiting to get detonated. That it picked it up, and Kim freaked out. I was like, no, 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 because she's an animal dog lover. Of course, this film is not going to be
Yeah.
realistic, but she thought something was going to happen to the dog. That when the dog brought it back as if it was playing fetch or
Catch, yeah.
catch, and then it hit the robots, and then you see the robots. One is like walking around, the other one's trying to find his head to put it back on.
After
It
the
was
yeah.
after the explosion. We just laughed. I mean, I laughed. I thought it was freaking hilarious.
I'm not gonna lie. Like when I first saw that, the first thought that came into my mind, oh, please tell me they're not gonna blow up the dog in
Right,
this whole
exactly.
thing. And I like that was the very first thought that I had to my mind. And then it dropped down. I'm like, oh thank God. I was like, this is gonna be great. And
Yes.
they reacted exactly like how regular people would react. They're like, oh shoot. They start running.
Exactly. Because they do have some sentient in them. I mean, because okay, so the bombing that happened at Ground Zero in the setting of this movie,
The
10
D-Day.
years, yeah, D-Day, it's like 10 years later. Then when we see the girl, is like another 5 to 7 years later.
Mm-hmm.
Because when we see Washington's character and Gemma Chan's character, Maya and Joshua, they're 10 years. She's pregnant. Then time has gone by. I think I said 5 years. I think it said 5 years.
Yeah.
From that, then we see him again, like he's working on the at Ground Zero, collecting data or information, what have you.
They're like cleaning.
Bodies.
They're actually cleaning.
Is there any faux pas?
Well, we talked about timing, and that was an
Yeah.
easy fix. Just like maybe trim down some of the scenes a little bit more.
Oh, the movie length. Yes, you could have shutting that down. Let's look at the real quick. What is this story about? To me, this movie is a love story. You have Joshua, even though he was hired or he accepted a mission to infiltrate and find
Nirmata.
He ends up falling for
what he thought was
target.
the daughter of Nirmata.
Right. He thought it was his daughter. And that's a Star Wars moment where we find out that Nirmata is actually her.
Yeah.
It may be predictable, but at the same token, I was like, I didn't expect it. I was like, oh snap, it's her. Even though like his plans were exposed because his team came in a little too early.
Yeah.
Because they found out that he's actually, it's like a thriller or a scary movie where the killer is in the house. The thing
You're
is,
in bed with the killer. What was it that
he's actually
movie?
her. So they're
My wife is an axe murderer.
with
Michael Myers. Yeah.
That they're coming actually to save him and to pull him out because they found out that who Nirmata was.
Yeah.
But they didn't tell him, which was kind of weird. It's like, I'm surprised you didn't tell him. You waited to like your deathbed that you're going to tell him that who was Nirmata, that your wife that you've been missing and still depressed about.
It was need to know information.
I guess so. But the thing is, this is a love story in the sense of he still loves that woman.
Oh,
to
absolutely.
This dying day, like he has every night. It's like Lethal Weapon with Mel Gibson's character. His wife died, and he's still longing for her. He wants to join her, but he can't pull the trigger. And here is kind of almost the same way. And then when you see that the reunion with him and the AI version of her that has the memories, he accepts his face, like because he says, "If I could only have one more minute with you, I'll give everything up."
Yeah, he said that at the very early on because he told that to the general a lot. He's like, no, Colonel, and he's like, I would do anything for just one more minute with her. And the thing was, it was under the promise that she might be alive. That was also a good scene when they're like, we can't hurt our creator, and Alfie, can you send her to heaven?
Yeah.
Yo, I was like, that's harsh. It's like not in a bad way, but it's just like that's a deeply hard scene.
Mm-hmm. I also liked the rocket launchers or the grenade launchers in the sense of that it tags you and it stays with you. You may not know it. You felt like
that was like Halo to me. That reminded me of the game Halo.
Oh, is it? I don't know. I never played Halo, but
they have a sticky bomb,
right? But what I'm saying, like they're wearing all this armor, so you get hit. So it's like the armor gets hit, whatever your gear you're wearing, but you don't know that you still have a tracker or a sticky bomb
Yeah.
on you. And then it takes off that plane, that helicopter. Oh, that was so beautiful. Taking it on that helicopter was so beautiful because they couldn't do it in time, and it was.
Should I get it off me? And he said, the one guy, I'm trying.
And then it happens to the colonel.
And the colonel even realized that at one moment. She's like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa!" Like, and the soldiers re-triggered it because Alfie was turning it off.
She was right,
and because the soldiers took aim,
right,
Joshua had to grab Alfie, and that broke Alfie's concentration.
Correct, and so it was their fault, right?
Yeah, it was absolutely their fault, and the colonel recognized it, and within a fraction of a second, like the colonel mind is like sharp as a knife, just gets it.
Well, she probably studied them and knew about Alfie in a sense of what she could do,
or potentially,
possibly, yeah. But again, that's very Star Wars in the sense of when a Jedi or a Sith using their powers, it's not infinite. If they lose distraction, depending on their strength or their power level,
yeah, it takes concentration.
They'll lose once they're distracted. I'm trying to think of a faux pas, except for the timing of the movie length.
I mean, I mentioned I just thought it was weird, like how they just kept shooting at the target of Alfie, like when they were in the vehicle, the little family school bus, as I call, and they were crossing the border. They know that the target is a child that was kidnapped. Mm-hmm. They need to get the target back. There's they were one American and then about 5 or 6 innocents in the vehicle. As they're driving away, they just open fire like it's nothing.
That's true.
And I was like, okay, different country, different time, sure, we'll allow it. Weird to me that if you have a target that you are supposed to apprehend live, you're going to open fire blindly. Maybe that's just me.
Now, what's his name have a funky death? McBride, the guy with the beard, Colonel's right-hand man. I think he had a funky death, like a nasty one. I can't remember.
He didn't have a funky death. He was right there, and he tried to shoot Joshua. Joshua shot. He tried to shoot Madeline on the bridge. He got shot in the knee, and then he tried to shoot Joshua. Joshua was like, "Don't!" And then he shot him in the head.
Oh, why am I getting something? It was like someone had a violent death, and I can't remember.
I mean, those were the 2 droids. That was the weird thing. The 2 droids like launched a droid, and one of them hesitated and then turned to the colonel and said, like, "It's been an honor working with you, ma'am," or something like that, and then ran off. I'm like, oh, it was sentient and it wasn't supposed to.
They're all these AI, from the original AI from D-Day. It has grown even more.
Yeah,
in the time frame of 15 years. Oh. I do kind of find it funny and scary of how those came in where they're just running, and you're trying to take it down. You can't stop it.
Yeah.
And there's some eeriness to it. I can't.
It was like the Juggernaut, like an unstoppable force that just comes through.
But still something eerie about it. The way it moved, the way it landed, the sound that it made when it landed. There was something about it that was just like offsetting to me.
That's right.
I don't know exactly what.
Ooh, was it the death at the farm where the farmer was like, "Don't worry, I'm gonna kill the American," and he turns around and then you hear the gunshots, and then he looks down and there's a hole in his chest. No, not that one. Okay.
No, it was like someone's face, like
Amar Chada Patel,
yes,
Simic.
That one.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, I'm thinking. I was like, I know I saw someone's face got
because he wasn't really dodging. He just
he was not. He was just that confident and like whatever. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, it caught me. I was like, because I didn't expect it.
It was like it had his face.
Right. But the thing is, okay, so the old man who got shot in the chest by Joshua, he didn't get up.
No, he was on his knee. He actually went down.
Right. But then you have Watanabe's character, Hurin, excuse me for saying it wrong, but he got shot in the chest and then got back up.
You can't keep a good samurai down.
Or AI, I guess.
I don't know.
I'm saying
he's done a lot of films. They got to give him like the.
It doesn't matter for the character. It doesn't matter for the character, but I'm just saying they both suffered the same damage, but he was able to maybe I don't know.
Side note. Every time I saw him on screen, I just wanted to hear him say, for some weird reason, "Let them fight."
From Godzilla?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, here's the thing. That like a movie like this, it gets better and better when you think about it.
Yeah.
Because yes, last night when I saw it, I was like, okay, it was a good movie. Long. Again, that hit me in the thing. Then I thought, I was like, wow, that's really good. That's another nice point. And, and like how today we're focusing on, like, we have or what we're dealing with AI and chat PT, whatever chat TP. I don't know the correct word for it, but you know
Hmm.
what I'm talking about, where you have AI now being a little more around and active.
Yeah, people use AIs to write reports or like to
Right,
write their resignation letters to their employer and
right.
stuff like that to be
Correct.
professional.
Right. And other things too, like in the sense of voice or even music.
They even use AI to hack some security sites.
Right.
Hmm.
Right. So it's kind of weird or convenient, like the movie is how relevant it is now
Yeah,
with AI still in its early stages. The music by Hans Zimmer, amazing. And it kind of felt some of the music and some of the cutscenes felt very Quentin Tarantino. You have the cutscenes like the child, the wife, the friend, almost very similar to Kill Bill.
I was thinking of Sisu.
But Sisu took it from Kill Bill.
I know.
Kill Bill took it from another samurai film.
Hmm.
So, but and you know, you have the relation with the titles and the Japanese writing or the kanji written right underneath of the title of the subject.
Yeah,
But I
that
have
gives you the
that, but
translations of each
right. But then you have also the music they played sometimes, not the musical score, but the music they played. It felt like a very Quentin Tarantino type of
film.
not
Yeah.
necessarily film, because it was definitely not a Quentin Tarantino film. Quentin Tarantino would be a little more blood, more cursing, and like more dialogue, a lot more
Yeah,
dialogue.
that's what I was gonna say. There had to be at least one or two just straight down talk scenes.
Right.
This is one of those films that, like, the more you ponder it, the more things will pop up. Like, I was thinking to myself, like, I did think it was a little bit predictable about, like, they found the droid that looks like the mom and it tried to insert the memory into it.
Well, it was kind of convenient that she found that one out of several hundred in that room.
Absolutely, absolutely. Does it make for a great moment at the end? Yes.
Here's my faux pas.
Cool. Okay, we
Here's a
found
faux
one.
pas. No, it's not a faux. No, it's not really a faux pas. But the thing is, don't be friends with Joshua because you will
Yes.
die.
Hmm. He's
His
like
best friend.
Constantine, like DC's
Yeah.
Constantine. He's the worst best friend you could have. Like he's a guy who gets stuff done, but anybody around him is probably gonna suffer.
Right. But the thing is, like, he goes to see his friend.
The
By
girl,
doing
the
that,
friend's girlfriend, first to
the
go.
girl, best friend's girlfriend, again, very Star Wars, very Solo, where Lando is crying to see his girlfriend or best friend, his co-pilot,
Hmm.
die. And they were saying that it has some theories, if it is, that Lando was pansexual or whatever you want to call it, that he loved man, women, machine.
Orlando was open.
Apparently way open.
That's what she said.
Even though his best friend was with him in the military, you know, machine, the AI is enemy, that he turned a leaf.
Yeah,
And
his best friend was the one that told him it's just a program.
right. And the thing is now he has feelings for this program
Hmm.
and he helps create other or to further push the program.
Exactly.
He became a supporter, he became a sympathizer, a fighter of the cause, if you will.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the faux pas. I finally got it. So Alfie is actually the child.
Yeah.
Their child in her imagination of what it will look like. Gemma Chance, Maya. The baby wasn't born yet.
She took a scan of the embryo.
Right. Okay, yes.
And used that scan to develop Alfie.
Correct. So that's where Joshua changed his perception or perspective because he found out, because again, until that moment, until he find out that that's actually a reincarnation, if you will, or AI version of his child that he never had, it was killed or
from the explosion.
From the explosion. But why is she so light? You would think from maybe the embryo, yes, but it's a mixed child. The child would have some darker, maybe darker pigmentation or maybe a different facial likeness to him because Alfie does not look like him at all.
This is a fair point, and I did think of it to myself too. I'm like, maybe there's something in his genes that was like down the line. It's like the 1/8 part.
Or from the slave masters. From the,
I don't know. I mean, Madeline herself, she's pretty mixed. She's got Thai, Laotian, and Cambodian mix, and German American.
I understand that. But that's not you're missing the point. That
she just didn't grow into it.
Actress. Yet. That's the actress, but I'm talking about the character.
I know. Hey, there's photos of me as a baby where I was given snow, and then I got darker.
You were never white.
Mom will show you the photo. She has a photo.
I was there.
She showed me a photo. She said you were white with like straight hair.
Bullshit. That was me.
So she's showing me photos of you.
Most likely because I had straight hair.
She swear. I
I
swear
had
to
brown
you,
hair. I
mom
had
would show
brown
me this
hair.
photo multiple
I had
times.
brown hair that when the wind hit, the hair will move. Fleur. Now my hair, well, my hair is not black, but my hair was black. It got thicker. It got wavier. Now my hair is gray. It's still thick. It's still wavy. You're no. I'm sorry. You are not. No. Maybe as a newborn, but then after that little time, no,
It
you
was a
are not.
newborn photo.
Yeah. Well, almost every baby's hair is straight as a newborn.
But white?
Almost every. You are not white.
She said white.
You are not. You are not white. You are not. Sorry. Sorry. That's what you. That's your goal to be. You are not. Sorry.
She told me on like when they to identify my race, she said put white.
Well, we are considered white. We're not considered black. We're
This is
either
true.
mixed or but white. Yeah, the way they look categorize it now. But anyway, that was my only faux pas in that sense.
Fair
That
enough.
Alfie should have been a little more of the two. Now I
Mhm.
understand sometimes mixed families one does
Dominate.
dominate. Yes, in case of point, Kimberly's two kids. Her son looks like a twin of her, a male twin or male version of her.
Yeah.
Her daughter does not. She looks more Anglo, more European. So yes, I understand, but the skin color is their skin complexion is still the same. I don't know. That's just the only faux pas on that. I mean, regardless, Madeline was amazing. Regardless the skin complexion, whatever, she
Yeah.
did an amazing job as Alfie, as a performer, and I am looking forward to her next project because she should be getting multiple work from this.
If she doesn't, I would be surprised.
I will be surprised as well because that girl killed it. Is this worth the watch?
Absolutely.
Worth the own?
I would say this is going to be one of those like Oscar-worthy films potentially. So
Mm-hmm,
yeah,
mm-hmm.
if you're a collector of like I love like Oscar quality films, worth the own.
I would say no,
Okay.
but maybe depending on behind the scenes material.
If they don't have like a behind the scenes material for this film, I will be surprised. A
Right.
film of
I
this
mean,
scope should have at least one or two
it should,
featurettes.
and most likely it would. Most likely it will. I'm just saying that's for me that is worth the price of ownership.
Okay.
But also want to go back real quick too, in a sense, they used for promo, instead of like saying using commercials because of the writer's strike that
Yeah.
just finally ended, they use AI personnel or AI figures in baseball stadiums.
I heard about that. I
They
didn't
were
see it, but I heard.
I don't know how it was done. It says like was it real people that had the prosthetics? Because it's
No.
kind of hard because it's a halo thing
Yeah, it
in the head.
would if I remember correctly, it's like because like a lot of stadiums still have like empty seating, so they'll fill
Mm-hmm.
up empty seating with CGI AI models of people and stuff like that.
We talking about CGI.
Well, that was when I heard that they were planning on doing stuff like that, like
I mean, there
superimposing.
were actually people, but it wasn't empty. It was like they were among the people.
Okay,
Now, if CGI in a sense on film, in the sense like when they filmed it and they fixed it up, maybe.
but that did remind me of something that I don't know if it already happened, but maybe happening. Disney Plus football game. Yeah, it's all okay. It's October 1st. They're gonna do it on
Sunday?
ESPN. Yeah, Sunday. So it's a on October, and this is relevant to what we're talking about. So there is going to be a telecast on ESPN Plus and Disney Plus. It's going to be a football game live. It's going to be Jaguars versus the Falcons, and they're
Okay.
going to televise it, and then at the same time digitize it to look like Toy Story.
Oh, yes, I heard about that. I was so
The
confused when I heard that because I didn't pay attention that long or I didn't go into the find the details about that. But I heard about, yeah, there'll be a Toy Story football match. I'm like, what?
Yeah. So it's a real game. I imagine they're probably trying to get kids to watch.
Well, by the time this review comes out, that has passed.
That just shows like where we are technology wise.
And the deal with the writer strike
Mm-hmm.
was in reference to AI, part
Yeah.
of it, because how easy is to create someone's likeness now, and also how easy to make someone's voice. So they fought in the sense of that writers and actors, well, more of the actors now, is that their performance cannot be reduplicated or duplicated for other projects. So if
Yeah,
they
look at
want, they
Star
have to have,
Wars.
well, yeah, but they have permission, but from the estate.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, people were doing it without the permission, voice, likeness. They were doing it without. So they were doing it now to protect the actors, the performers.
Did they do that with Flash? I don't think they got everybody's permission for that final scene for Flash.
Possibly they should have. Oh no, Nick Cage didn't get permission.
Yeah.
I don't think he gave permission. I think he's suing.
I think they showed him like online. There's like a clip where they showed it to him and he just shut the laptop.
Oh, he's pissed. He was
Yeah.
pissed. Weird times we live in. Now, where do you see your scoring in comparison to Rotten Tomatoes? Again, on Rotten Tomatoes, 67% by the critics, 78% by the audience.
I think it's low. I would go towards the audience, but I would have to put it in much higher.
Right. I would think more in the 80s. I would say 85.
I will go.
Maybe that's too generous or maybe for some, but I think 85 is really good.
I was going to be higher, 88 or 89.
Okay. Right. Not much higher.
88?
It's not that much higher. But like 85 because of how stylized the CGI, the performances. Now, yes, you have a lot of influence from other movies, as we mentioned. It is a tad bit long, but still a solid movie.
I feel like it's in the sense is like I remember when Rogue One first came out. If memory serves correct, it wasn't really as recognized critically as it is now. As time will go on, the scoring will show more appropriately.
True. I was interested in the characters. I was emotionally invested in the characters.
Yeah.
Many moments, like, you felt it when Alfie and Joshua are being separated for the final time. You felt it when her going to heaven or thinking that she won't go to heaven. Or you cheered when you found out that what Joshua said to her in her ear.
Yeah.
And then you see what happens afterward with the truck. And then you see the reunion with him and Maya for the final time. There's emotion there. And I was with them the whole time.
Yeah.
All right, guys, that is our movie review of The Creator. Have you seen it? What was your favorite moment? Or what moment do you think was the weakest? Let us know in the comments below. If you have a movie or show you would like us to review, please either comment below or email us at talesoftvbros@gmail.com. Until next time, we'll be the next time. I'm Angel.
I'm Adan.
Love you, bro.
Love you too.